Welcome to the French Drain Man channel, where the camera is always on the subject matter and not me. I've been wanting to bring this to you for a couple of years now, but we basically had to wait for another storm to show you the results. So this was a homeowner whose yard would flood, and this is a walkout basement. So basically what would happen, well, you can see how high the water is on their fire pit and their lawn chairs, and you got the walkout doors right there. When I got there, I shot the water line, which it was really, the water line was so helpful. All the bark mulch was floating. So grass clippings and bark mulch would leave a line on everything, on the glass to the walkout doors, over here on this fire pit. Even going into the pool yard, I was able to see the water line. That way I could shoot the entire backyard and take topals. Water seeks level. So I was able to see that flood line on absolutely everything. These pictures were taken from a house, a two-story home that was just backed up to this home. The neighbor took these pictures for them. So again, it's a walkout. So you have the driveway, and then you have a staircase down into a backyard. So I pieced these together. These were given to me by the neighbor. Now, the homeowner contacted the DPW and the building department. And when that didn't get them anywhere because they said the storm drains were clean and clear of debris, then they went to Oakland County Water and Sewer. And in the end, after talking to everybody, and this is in Oakland Township, in the end, they were left with having to take care of this problem on their own dime because, well, when it was built, the home was built and it was approved, it was pretty nip and tuck for a walkout. There wasn't a whole lot of room. Yard was really, really flat. So when this storm drain system ended up during really, really hard rains becoming overwhelmed, so this didn't happen right away. This is a combination of things. The neighbor, and here I'm going to show you a shot from underneath that deck. So here's a shot underneath the deck. You can see the fire pit. And I was able to get a water line off that fire pit. That was very helpful. But you can see the pool. Brand new pool. The fence ain't even in yet. That was the straw that broke the camel's back, because a lot of this water, when the storm drains would end up overwhelmed, the neighbor, they would take some of this water. They would end up displacing. We'd have a lot of water displaced over, 3 times the area basically. And once this pool was built in this backyard and they raised the elevation of the backyard, none of the water was displaced in the neighbor's yard anymore. So it compounded the problem. It was always a problem, but this is, again, the straw that broke the camel's back. This is when they ended up with 10 inches of water in their basement. So imagine that, big storm coming through, neighbor put in a pool next door, changed the way the water is displaced until the storm drain can get caught up. So this doesn't happen every rain. This happens on those really, really big rains. The 1 or 2 rains you get a year, the red cell, 2-inch, 3 inch real fast, just just a flash flood. That's when this happens. Every contractor that came out to see these photos with their measuring wheel and their measuring tape looked at the homeowner and said, "What do you want me to do?" And they were looking for suggestions. They were looking for somebody that knew what to do. And nobody ever got back to them. Luckily for me and the homeowner, this was a good fit for us, really good fit. This was a fun job. I really enjoyed it. The homeowners were great. Loved them. Wonderful to work for. But basically, this is what we ended up doing. So that pool yard you've seen, we had to take the fence down. We had to take the little narrow, path and a couple steps out. We built, some nice big waterfall steps. And you can see that pool that I talk about. So we got the pool yard. We actually brick paved up into the pool yard too. So this job, they took this opportunity to go ahead and really make their outdoor living space a lot nicer. So I'm going to show you a few more pictures. And this is 3 events that I'm going to end up showing you here. So you got the initial big, rain, all the flood water. You have pictures of what we did, and then we have pictures of a flood after. So that's why it took me some time to, this is 2 years in the makings, basically. The installation itself, we did in about 3 weeks. Again, we really enjoyed this. The crew really enjoyed this. They take a lot of pride in what they do, and we had a lot of fun. But, okay, so there's that pool when it was under construction. And, I just want to make mention, I was talking about how I shoot the water line. On this last step that came into the backyard, I was able to shoot a water line. That was a crucial topple for me. And, we built the backyard up and we retained it with this block wall. And then we went natural stone to match the natural staircase. And I knew the water line on this step right here. So that was money. I mean, having those numbers were great. Pictures are so valuable. So if you find yourself in a situation like this, take pictures. Take pictures from as many different angles as you can. And it's really helpful. So now I'm going to show you the flood before the work was done. And there's that pool yard. And here's a good reference, so you have your daisies, and those daisies ended up in that shot. All right, so here is after the whole backyard was raised, and I did use clay. Now this was shot from inside the house that we worked for, looking out during a really, really hard rain. You couldn't step out and get pictures. It was quite a storm. But we're so much higher now. Right there is where the storm drain catch basin is. And here's my dry creek bed where I'm pumping all this water to. And yeah, now the water has to be displaced throughout the swale down several backyards. It's not hurting nobody. And most importantly, it's not flooding anybody out. The building department, along with Oakland County Water and Sewer, they told the homeowner, fix it with landscape treatment. I love working in Oakland Township for that reason. They handle things differently, and they see a lot of value in what we can do. It's really tough when something like this happens. The infrastructure can't handle the flood water. The house was it marginally made a walkout. Probably shouldn't have been a walkout. This backyard was flat. It was always wet, even under a light rain, because it was so flat and it couldn't really drain. So the homeowner's really, really enjoying this. And here's another storm shot of that same location. Just heavy rain. You can see it's coming down like cats and dogs. Pictures. You can see all the water in the picture. So we brought in clay when we did this job. We went ahead and backfilled this retaining wall with clay. Why is that? Well, a sand vein, gravel vein, water will just run right through that vein of sand or gravel, pour through the blocks, and we don't want that. I wanted something that was going to act almost as like a rubber liner, and we can grow bluegrass here in Michigan on clay. We're actually quite used to it because we have more clay lots than we do sand or anything else. There's that pool again in the neighbor's yard, and it's finished. Now, I had to go back, it's January, because we're so busy during the season that I couldn't get finished pictures when they do such a nice job with their Mediterranean, pots. They have this beautiful, vibe, real nice feel to their pool yard, and I wish I had some great summer shots to really just show you how nice this place turned out. Okay, so there's that dry creek bed, and here's the electrical plugs. So the pump is in the corner here. We got a 5-foot lift station, and we ran the electric underneath the wall. We got the pump plugged in. We got a raceway in case we ever have to change it out. And then we're pumping the water right here at the top of the dry creek bed. It runs down to the storm drain catch basin, and it works really, really well. This here is all an open French drain. So, because I know people are going to have questions. They're going to be, well, how do you get the water out of there? It's simple. So everything's sloped, and we have a pipe. We have a couple of pipes, and this is all stone. Nothing drains better than an open French drain. So the water just runs right through the stone, and we didn't even fool around with this. I mean, I have 1.5 inch cobble, so I got big voids in the stone. Really, really big voids in the stone. So there's pipe below the stone, and then in this corner here is a lift station. It's 5 feet deep. It'll never freeze because it's 5 feet deep, and it's 24 inches in diameter. So it's going to keep up with all the water that's rushing in during a storm, which is really, really nice. So again, this is a job that I've been wanting to show you, but it took, we had to wait another year to get some good storm pictures for the homeowner to be home, get me some pictures. But imagine, finding yourself in this situation. The homeowner put it best. You feel so helpless. You call a building department. They don't have an answer for you. They tell you just fix it with landscape treatment. You call the public works, and they go through the pipes. They go through the storm drain, and there's no debris blocking it. Everything's working the way it's supposed to. And, they're just shrugging their shoulders saying, don't know what to tell you. You can see these 2 poles here, the fire pit. Got these 2 poles here, and that's where the fire pit was. To just give you an idea of what it was that we did to correct for this problem. So this is something we do on a regular basis. Something we really enjoy doing. Bring in the drain crew with the brick crew, and just have a lot of fun and create something beautiful. Here the homeowner was wondering, if people actually think they have to move, when something like this happens. They think the only way out is to move, and people actually do, which is a shame. But no, you don't have to move. Just give us a call. Again, this is in Oakland Township, and the building department's wonderful. I love working with them. No problems in Oakland Township. They really let us, and we keep everything to code. Our rises on our steps are code. Our treads, everything is to code. So that's what's great about having a licensed builder that has both a landscape company and a drainage company. We're not your average yard drainage company, that's for sure, or your average landscape company. So we're definitely a 1-2 punch. We can do the jobs the others can't. And if you like the material that I'm bringing you, I'm trying to show you jobs that are, people started asking for something. Well, we started out just shooting videos of very generic jobs, and people just wanted more. So I'm showing you more. I'm showing you more, and if you're liking what I'm showing and different techniques, and I'm sharing with you the things that we've come up with over 30 years, I mean, please, hit the like button. It supports the channel, keeps us going. And if you're not a subscriber already, subscribe. We're going to continue to bring you new, fresh information, a new, fresh look on how to handle severe water problems, even just light water problems. We take care of it all, and we're going to continue to reveal more of what it is we do. So again, I want to thank you for supporting the channel, if you're a subscriber, and if you're hitting the like button. And as always, we're going to keep bringing you new content, and we're always going to keep the camera on the subject matter and not me. All right, guys. Thanks again.